Hey everybody, my name is Andrew Kennedy, and this is my channel where we talk about saxophone, bass, lessons, and anything in between, including product reviews and anything associated with music. So in this video, I'm going to tell you a little bit about who I am personally so that you understand where I'm coming from. Let's dive right in. So, I'm a born and raised Orlando native. I started music at the age of 8 on piano, and I hated it. Couldn't stand it. But I had an affinity for it. And I always seemed to have the knack or understanding of music theory that people seem to be missing. So, in a time where I was not talented at anything else or not a standout in academics or sports, music was the one thing I kind of understood, and I didn't even realize I understood it until many years later, sometime in the range of like, I want to say 12 to 15 years old. When I went into middle school, I started learning to play the clarinet. I moved away from the piano, and the piano kind of went on the shelf, and unfortunately, those skills still kind of lack a bit today. But I learned clarinet and eventually moved to saxophone, but in the meantime, the church that I was playing at needed a bass player. So I learned how to play bass for them, while still learning how to play saxophone as my main instrument. Fast forward to college, and I was going there for music, and I now have a bachelor's degree in jazz studies in music, so I've got a very versed background, and I've also been performing on the Central Florida scene for the last 5 or so years. I've now performed anywhere from as south as Miami to as north as Georgia to as west as Texas. I'm still working on it. So, I'm very versed in saxophone knowledge, bass knowledge. Bass really was on the back seat for me. It was always just kind of something I did at church every once in a while. And then the pandemic hit. And once the pandemic hit and everything dried up on saxophone, I realized I needed to diversify myself. I needed to get some extra skills in order to set myself apart from the crowd. So, that's exactly what I did. I decided to pour all of my energy into learning bass, applying the music theory knowledge that I had, and developing as much as I could on the rhythm section instrument. Because, let's face it, saxophone is a wonderful instrument, it's great, and I'll always love it, but it's got limitations. Not everybody needs a saxophone player. You don't see a lot of country bands that use it, you don't see a lot of folk bands, you'll see maybe an R&B artist use it. You'll see it maybe in spurts here or there in other genres outside of jazz, R&B, and classical music. But bass is present in all of them, and is not only present, but is common and is almost necessary in every single genre. So my advice to everybody would be, whether or not you're going to learn a different instrument, learn a rhythm section instrument like the bass. But that being said, the pandemic is almost over, and so as I bounce back, I am branching out into both saxophone and bass, and I'm trying to develop my channel. As such, you're going to see videos of me talking about bass, doing bass covers. You'll also see me talking about saxophone and doing saxophone-related things. Both of them are part of my channel. Both of them are part of who I am as a musician, and I hope you enjoy my content. Thank you. See you in the shed.